Mr. Lee.
Mr. Lee.
My name is Bruno. I have only 120 questions, so instead I will just take this opportunity to thank you for bringing this fantastic American art form to the public, and watching it explode has been fantastic. You inspired me to be an artist.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You have to forgive me, as wonderful as I seem to be. One thing I've learned, as you get on in years, your hearing gets bad. I can hear your voice, but I can't make out the words clearly, and it's not your fault, it's me. So what did he say?
He's thanking you for everything you've done, and you owe him $100.
120.
That I heard.
I hear you. Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll settle up later on.
Hi, my name is Shane. First of all, Stan, I'd like to tell you that I've been an admirer of your work since I was about 4 years old. My first introduction was the Spider-Man cartoon from the 60s, and then seeing the Incredible Hulk in prime time. Anyway, on to my question.
Loved the Spider-Man cartoons in the 60s, and the Hulk cartoons in the 60s. Loved them all.
That's the question?
No, that was just the preface. Now on to my question. Now there seem to be a lot of characters in the Marvel Universe whose first and last names start with the same letter, like Peter Parker, Reed Richards, Bruce Banner, and I was just wondering, was that done on purpose?
Boy, you talk best.
Why they begin with the same letters?
Oh, that's obvious. I have the world's worst memory. I hate to admit that I have a flaw, but I have the world's worst memory. And I couldn't remember the names of my characters. For example, in The Hulk, at the time I was writing The Hulk, there was a guy who had a television show called Bob Banner. I had called the Hulk Bruce Banner, but sometimes when I'd be writing the script, I'd write Bob Banner. I didn't remember which one he was. And I'd get fan mail. I had to give out 1 million no prizes. Fan mail from people saying, don't you know the name of your own character? It's Bruce. So I figured I'm going to give every character, if I can, the same letter for his first name as his last name. So if I remember one name, it gives me a clue to what the other name began with. And that's why I did it. Reed Richards, and on and on.
Actually, before we go on to the next question, when they did the series in the 70s or the 70s, with Bill Bixby,
Great series.
right, they named him David Banner, correct? Instead of Bruce. There was a rumor that the name Bruce, and I swear this is a quality rumor,
And it's
the name
true.
Bruce was too effeminate.
The network, those morons at the network, said, we want to change his name. They said, you can't change his name, it's Bruce Banner. They said, no, Bruce sounds a little effeminate. You know, like Bruce Jenner, the Olympic champion. But anyway, we couldn't talk him out of it. He became David Banner. So naturally, you know, I roll with the punches. I said, well, as everybody knows, his name was Bruce David Banner.
That's right. I gave him a middle name. Yeah, next question.
You have a good memory.
I'm not bad.
No, you're all right. Only you can draw.
Stan, if you were still writing comics...
Why am I getting all the questions?
I have no idea.
This man is a fount of information.
Okay, this one's for both
All
of you.
right.
How about that?
Excellent, way to go. Good cover.
If you were still writing comics and you had to write a fight between like the Hulk and Juggernaut, who do you think would win?
Now I'm going to give you the most profound answer you've ever heard. Anytime you want to know who would win a fight between the Hulk and Galactus or Spider-Man and the Human Torch or anything, the correct answer is it depends on who's writing the story and who he wants to win, he or she. Because the writer is like God. The writer can kill a character, bring the character back to life. The writer can do anything.
All right, I have an answer for you. The Juggernaut does not increase in strength. The Hulk's strength increases depending on how pissed off he is.
Increases exponentially.
So there's your answer. There's your answer.
You're the first guy I ever heard take a question like that seriously.
No,
See, you got got it from the fountainhead.
I'm amazed I got an ovation for that answer. That's an amazing.
Hi, I want to open with a point about the Bruce Banner, David
He wants
Banner
You
thing.
mentioned, talk about the Bruce Banner.
Oh, all right.
Conversation.
What about Bruce Wayne? I mean, didn't
We have
everybody
no
watch the
idea.
Batman series in the
Bruce
60s?
Wayne in the 60s, when they did the series, they didn't question Bruce Wayne for Batman.
Well, question.
Because DC Comics was owned by Warner Brothers, and nobody questions Warner Brothers. Oh, I gotta tell you a funny thing about this. Is so funny. I don't know if I ever told you this. In the beginning, after we started the Fantastic Four and the X-Men and the Hulk, and the books really sold well, and we realized we were onto something, the name of our company was Atlas Publications. And I said to my publisher, you know, we ought to change our name, because we're not doing the same kind of stuff anymore. We have a new audience. So he said, okay, come up with a new name. And I came up with Marvel. I like the word Marvel because I've always liked advertising and slogans. And with Marvel, you could say things like, make mine Marvel. Marvel marches on. Welcome to the Marvel Age of Comics. It's a great name. DC, which was then called National Comics, they were always copying us. And they said, well, Marvel changed their name. Let's change our name. Now, I couldn't believe this. They paid some company. I didn't know there were companies who did this. They paid a company which specializes in dreaming up names. They paid a lot of money and said, give us a name that's as good or better than Marvel. And after a lot of thought and a lot of money changing hands, they came up with DC. So we have Marvel Comics, and they have DC. And I think that's the funniest thing I ever heard in my life. Even when our movies start, and they get that brilliant roll of all the characters and the colors, and then it's just Marvel, and their movies start, and you see DC. Don't tell anybody, though. I don't want to say.
No, you won't tell anybody. Yes, next question, please.
Why do the most successful superheroes tend to be orphans?
Orphans? Hey, I heard that. Why do the most successful superheroes tend to be orphans? My hearing is coming back. I want that man to ask all the questions.
That's an excellent question.
Why?
Are they all orphans?
No, you wanted to protect the family, right? You didn't want anybody to have that leverage against them.
No, I'm trying to think if they are all orphans.
Well, Peter Parker was an orphan because his parents were murdered.
We never discussed who the parents were of a lot of the other characters, now that I think.
So which ones were orphans? Peter Parker's parents were murdered. All right.
The Fantastic Four, I don't know who their parents were. Come to think of it, I never
With
went that.
them, it's been established along the way their parents were either dead or lost in another universe.
But you never established it because subsequent writers would delve into the history of the characters and create that.
Yeah, and I hated that. I would have wanted to do that, but all right.
Well, like Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, or even Captain America, his parents were referred to as having been dead.
All right, but that's not that they were
You
given up
never
at
knew
birth.
who Captain America's parents were. Steve Rogers, you never knew, or have they established that too?
Not that I remember, no.
No, okay.
But Peter Parker's parents were murdered. The story was done after you were off the character.
No,
right?
no. Peter Parker's parents had to be murdered so that I could give him his aunt to live with. And I wanted him to be an orphan. I wanted Peter Parker to have a really tough life. I guess I was not in a good mood when I tried to. But I never paid much attention. I don't know who did. But wait, Daredevil's father was killed. That was part of his origin. Iron Man, we never discussed his parents, but I assume his father must have been wealthy too. And who else is there? Doctor Strange, God knows.
Bruce Banner's parents. We don't know anything about them. Maybe his father was gay, we don't know.